my recording, and now I am going to hit going live. Now it's going to be 1 minute. Redirecting to Facebook. Okay. Gosh.
It's working. I see it.
Perfect.
We live? Okay, if you guys can hear us out in Facebook land, welcome to our community forum. Today we have Ann Nesbit with the fire department. So if you're joining us on Zoom, we will have you muted and your video camera off during the presentation. If you're on Zoom or Facebook and you have a question during the presentation, feel free to either type your question into the comments on Facebook or into the chat box on Zoom, and we will have a live Q&A at the end of Ann's presentation. So just hang tight. If you're on Zoom at the end of the presentation, we will then invite you to turn on your video camera, and that way you can also interact live with Ann if you so choose. So now I will turn it over to Marion Sharp, who is our development director at the Mustard Seed Project. Marion.
Hi, welcome everybody. Thank you, Jen. As Jen said, I'm Marion Sharp. I'm the development director at the Mustard Seed Project, and we host these forums every 2 weeks. So there'll be 2 more in April. And as Jen said, we have Ann Nesbit of the KP Fire Department with us today. But before I introduce her, I want to talk a little bit about the Mustard Seed Project and its mission. Our work is to support seniors on the Key Peninsula and to allow people to age safely in place in their homes. We have a variety of programs that do that, all of which are dependent upon volunteers. We use volunteers to provide transportation. We also have a wonderful volunteer program that provides home repairs, yard care, friendly visitors to elders in need, and a new project for us will be breaking ground this fall on our assisted living campus. And assisted living will provide a choice for people who find that they can no longer live safely at home. One of the things that we do that is really popular and sometimes kind of unknown is information and referral, and also education. And the education is often on important topics related to aging, and these forums are part of that. And that's why we've invited Ann here today. So let me tell you a little bit more about Ann. Although she's well known in the community, you might, if you haven't met her, she is the Fire Prevention and Public Information Officer with the KP Fire Department, where she's worked for 13 years. She's also volunteer battalion chief with the department. Her bio says that she lives on the Key Peninsula with her 2 children, but many of us know that her family also includes Labrador retrievers. In fact, you can see a photo right over her right over her shoulder with one of those family members.
This one.
Yeah.
There we go.
So today, Ann will talk to us about home safety tips for seniors. And this is a program that the fire department offers to help seniors have a safe home environment. And she'll explain some of the ways the fire department can help make aging in place at home a reality for you, your friends, or your loved ones. And again, as Jen said, we will open it up for questions at the end of Ann's presentation. But Ann, right now, if you're ready, please take it away.
Thank you, Marion, and thank you, Jen, and thank you, Michelle, for having me. And I hope that we get a lot of audience participation because it makes it nicer for all of us just to get the input and the questions that other people have, because often somebody will ask something that we're all thinking. So to begin with, I'm just going to do an overview, and we're calling it fall prevention, but I want to be mindful of the language that we use, because falls really have a negative connotation. And I also want to make sure that we're aware of slip prevention, because sometimes a fall is one thing and a slip is another. Both are preventable. And I'm also conscious of the fact that owning a fall is very difficult. People don't want to be known as someone that would fall. Slips are just easier to deal with. And that's a big culture change with vocabulary use that we all need to be aware of when we're addressing ourselves, our loved ones, and people in our community. So just to start off with some statistics, 1 in 4 adults 65 and over will fall this year. Now that's a lot. Older adults get treated in the ER for a fall-related injury every 11 seconds. As part of your Key Peninsula family, we at the fire department get tapped to go on falls and slips at least every day. Sometimes it's multiple times. And granted, the age group can vary, but most of it are our elderly community members. One thing that I want to be a take home for everyone today is that falls and slips are preventable. So I just want to talk about some of the things that we can do right now to prevent it, and then we can elaborate on them later. There's 5 things that you can do to take control of your fall or slip potential. The first one is find a great balance or exercise program. And we are lucky enough to have several out here on the Key. The Mustard Seed sponsors sail classes. The Community Services Building and Home does sail classes as well. And I just have to say that the sail class program itself is really robust, and it's great at creating that flexibility and, more importantly, the confidence that you would have in order to manage balancing and kind of being proactive about not slipping or tripping or falling. These exercises improve your balance and they make your legs stronger. And all of this lowers your chances of falling. Swimming is another thing. Camp Easter Seal used to have a water yoga class, which was really popular. And even just getting together with friends and walking or doing stretches in the park, especially now that we are starting to get some of that wonderful summer weather, that would be something proactive that everybody could do. The second thing that you can do is talk to your provider and be honest. Make sure that you are in control of your medical attention. And part of that is asking your provider to say, hey, let's go over my medicines that are prescribed. Is there anything that's going to counteract with each other or work against me if I take it at the same time? Do any of these medications cause dizziness or loss of balance or things like that? So you want to be aware of what you're taking, why, how much, and what sort of influences it can have on your body. A third thing is, and all of this may seem really obvious, but sometimes it's one of those little floating pieces of the puzzle that once you really hear somebody say it, you're like, oh yeah, I haven't thought about that. You want to get your vision checked often. Get your eyes checked at least once a year and update your prescription as you need it. Now, I'm talking about people 65 and over. And although there are mornings where I feel like I must be 65, I'm not yet. And I can tell you that my vision changes. I have just bought my first glass of little, oh my gosh, I can't see that print. It's too tiny. So I have cheaters. And some of you may be laughing about that, but age does creep up on us. And one day things are rolling fine, and the next day, oh, I need some help. So don't be afraid to seek those aids, because in the end, it's going to make things safer for you. The fourth thing, and this is where we really can be active, and I can partner with you. I partner with the Mustard Seed a lot with it, is how do we keep your home safe? And it's this safety that really is going to ensure that you are allowed to age in place. We want to remove tripping hazards, and tripping hazards can be anything from your decorative carpets, furniture, making sure that things are off the ground, out of the way. Tripping hazards can even be pets. Now, Marion was going to ask this question, and Marion, I'll touch on it. And if I need to, I'll elaborate more. But sometimes we go on slips and trips and falls that are caused by cats, dogs, and whatever. So those are things you want to be mindful of it. If you have just gotten a puppy or you're thinking about getting a dog, think about the size, the strength, what kind of training is going to be involved to make it safe for both of you at home, because animal companionship is another thing that really helps us age in place and keeps us mentally well. But it's something we want to be cognizant of and make sure that we've created an environment where both you and the pet can be successful. Installing grab bars. Now, this is something that as we buy a home when we're younger, we don't think about, but if we're staying in the same place over time, grab bars are things that can be installed. And again, it's like checking your vision. One day you may not need the grab bar in the bathroom, but the next day maybe you do. So we want to do that proactively. If you're starting to feel nervous about getting in and out of the tub, or just maybe you're grabbing onto the side of the wall to get in the tub, it might be time to actually put something you can grab onto that's there, rather than risking your hand slipping on the wall, which would cause you a slip there for you as well. Another thing that I'm somebody that doesn't like a lot of lights on, so I'm kind of part vampire and I always have lights turned off, but lighting can be a situation that can make things safer for people at home. You want your rooms well lit, that way you can see things that could be a tripping hazard. Outside, not as much in the summer because we get more daylight, but especially in the winter, have lighting where you can see the pathway from your car to the door, or if you have to navigate things, if you have that pet, walking your pet in the evening, have a flashlight with you. Lighting helps light up the safe pathways that we can take so we don't trip. We talked about clearing pathways. We talked about securing throw rugs. Now, if you have wood floors and you've got throw rugs, there's padding that's non-slip that we can put underneath it. They have non-slip bath rugs that we can provide you. There's also stickers you can put in the tub that help with no slipping. You want to keep your stairs clear and in good repair, especially outside with our long winters. It's really easy for wood rot to happen, and a stair that's secure in the summer after a long winter, it might get a little loose. So you want to keep up on those home repairs. Make sure that you have multiple switches for lights available in a room, so you don't have to walk across a dark room to turn on a light. You have something readily available. Make your kitchen manageable for yourself. Don't set yourself up to have to stand on a chair or a stool, or even those little two-step ladders can be a danger to reach something. If they're things that you use all the time, put them in places where they're easily accessible. Have lamps near your bed. And night lights are great too. And they sell these really cool night lights. You can get them on Amazon that plug in. And when you lose power, which is something that happens out here, a night light comes on. And you can get some that actually have a flashlight attached to it. So not only is your path lit, but there's light readily available for you if you need it. The fifth thing is be honest with yourself and talk to family members. If you're someone that has concern about your parent or maybe a grandparent or even a neighbor, don't be afraid to have that conversation. And like I started out today with the vocabulary that we use, we don't want to ever create a situation where someone's put on the defensive. I'll just speak for myself. I'm someone, if someone comes at me, even if their intentions are good, I will be on the defensive and say, no, I don't need anything. I don't need anything. Especially if we get older, we don't want somebody to say, you know what, you need somebody to take care of you. We are independent as human beings, and we want to always be able to take care of ourselves. So be mindful of the words that you choose when you're talking with someone that you think may need some assistance. Things that you can do is enlist support of other family members. Again, partner with your doctor. But remember that anyone can fall, anyone can slip, and anyone can trip. And really, not only as a community, but as a family, you can work together to create a safe environment where everybody can be successful and mostly safe. Now, I want to share with you, the fire department has recently received a grant. You may have heard about it. It's called Elevate Health. The Key Peninsula News did a really nice article about it. And we initially were given monies to help us assist those that were high utilizers of the 911 system. People that would slip out of bed or slip in the bathroom often, or needed assists from wheelchair to bed or to chair, and they didn't have the mechanism in their home to help them with this, so they would call 911. And we are happy to go on those calls, but some people were calling so often, it was actually keeping a rig from responding to another type of call. So we've actually taken a proactive approach, and now people with concerns on the safety of their home, we have grant money where we can assist them get those grab bars in their bathrooms. I do home assessments. So if you are concerned or you're concerned about a family member, you can call me at the station and I'll share the number at the end and set up an appointment, and I'll come over and we'll have a talk, and we'll walk around your house and we'll look for potential dangers. The biggest thing is that we want to build confidence for the people at home on how to solve their own problems. And if we can give you tools to allow you to help yourself, then that keeps everybody strong, mindful, and independent. And in the end, that's what we want. We want to give people the tools that they need to stay independent at home for as long as possible. Now, needing a grab bar in your bathroom or by your bed, it doesn't mean that you aren't strong and capable of taking care of yourself. It just means that you need an aid. We even have ways that we can assist people who are having difficulties getting in and out of their car. There are tools that we can get that, or another handle that's strong, because I know some of us are partners with people that need more assistance, and that as we get older, the weight of another individual can not only be a danger to that person, but also to the person that's helping them. So we want to make sure that those that are caring for others are set up with the right tools so they can care for that individual and not get their back hurt or hurt their knee or anything themselves. So if you feel that there's risk at your home, or you just have concerns and you want to walk through, you can call me at the station, and the phone number is 253-884-2222. And I'll come out and we'll just have a talk. We'll take a walk and we'll look at things. Another thing to be mindful is, if you use items in your house like furniture to help you get up from things, maybe to get out of bed, you pull on a bookcase, or you're resting on a counter, or you pull on a towel rack to get up from the toilet. We want to make sure that those assists that you already have in place in your house are strong enough and weight bearing, because if you pull too hard on a towel rack, maybe one day that's going to pop out, and then that will cause someone to topple over. So those are things that we can help you reinforce. And if you need handrails, we will install them at no cost for you. And it just helps us help you stay safe and secure in your home. I think it's wonderful that the Mustard Seed is building this great opportunity for us to keep our seniors on the key and in the community where they've spent a large part of their lives and can be with family and friends. And we want to do everything we can to partner with other community members to make sure that we can help our seniors and know that our seniors are not alone. Often our seniors are the people that we forget about. And I want our seniors out here to know that they're loved and will be taken care of, and that we are family. So I would love the opportunity to partner with anyone or answer any questions if you have them at this point, on things that maybe are going on at your home that you have questions about, or what is it that the fire department can do for you to help support you. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions from Facebook? Go ahead and type in your question into the comment section, and we can relay those to Anne if you have any questions.
I thought while we were waiting for people to type in questions, maybe Anne would. I have to say, when I first came to the KP, I was surprised by all the things that people turn to the fire department for beyond, emergency calls for an ambulance or for a fire. In fact, I had an episode where I was dizzy and my boss walked me over to your office, and
I remember that day.
yeah, and you checked me out. So I don't know, is there a 30-second summary that you give of some of the things that people might not think of a fire department?
I want everybody on the community to know that we are here for you no matter what, especially if you are wondering about something. I want you to really feel that my door, my phone, whatever is open to you. I really view as the fire department out here on the Key as like we're that government agency that we're really not government, but we are. I mean, we just don't have anything like it. Gig Harbor is even different. So we are a resource for you guys. And if we don't provide it, or I don't know the answer, I will find out where we can get it and I will get the answer for you. And it's kind of one of those funny conversations. We get phone calls about you name it. The joke is, do people really call you about getting cats out of a tree? Yes, they do. I mean, they really do. And you know what? There is a great man out here who has a business about getting cats out of a tree, and he will come to your home and he will get your cat out of your tree. So I can hook you up with that person. Anything to do with mental health has just been one of my personal crusades, because we've gone on a lot of calls that are really sad to me about people struggling, that feel like they have no hope, no resources, and there are resources there. So us as a department working with community members to change that dialogue and that thought process is another kind of mini campaign that we're working with. So if you have a family member, a friend that is really struggling, call and I will help you get resources that you need or give you phone numbers and tools. One of the things that firefighters say all the time is, I need a tool in my toolbox to do this, that, or the other. And it's really something that we can use in life. I mean, we all need resources, but sometimes when you don't know where to go, you can feel very hopeless. So we are definitely a center of where you can go. Things that happen that we go on. Gosh, we've fixed those stairs that are rotting. We get people back into their cars because they've locked their keys in it. How many have locked their keys in their car? I've done it. Funny story, that's how I met the fire department. I wasn't even a member of the fire department, and my kids were this big, and I had a car full of groceries. My daughter was little and locked in her car seat, and my son, who was a toddler, locked the car getting out, doors closed, and my daughter was trapped in the car and not happy about it. So what did I do? Actually, I called the preschool and said, we're going to be late. My daughter's locked in the car. The preschool called the fire department. The fire department came, and that's how I met some of the guys. It's kind of funny. Matt thought, he's my son, the greatest thing because he wanted them to play soccer with them. But that's how my relationship started with the fire department. I was one of those calls. So there's a secret about Anne. We get animals out of crazy positions. Humans are accident prone as we go through life. I'm one of those humans that funny things happen to, and we just are a partner for everybody out here. I challenge anybody to be that call that we've never had, because I think we've had it. And if we can't take care of it, we will get somebody that can for you. So
I feel like
long
somebody's
answer to your question.
somebody's going to accept that challenge. Be careful.
Yes, yeah, and people will hate me for that. But, yeah.
We don't have any questions yet, but we've had a couple of really great comments. I just wanted to read a couple of them. Allie says, great job, Anne. This is an important issue. Thank you for all the helpful information.
Oh, thank you for that.
Trina says, thank you, Anne, for all the helpful information. It gives me a degree of confidence that I am more prepared than I thought.
Great.
And our own Maureen Riley says, not a question, but a comment. I am a fit, active, in quotes, senior, and have installed grab bars in my bathrooms and have lots of light switches and lamps,
Good for you.
just as a precaution. It doesn't mean I have lost it.
And that's really true. I'm even being mindful bringing it up, but I think we as a society, and then especially those of us that work with multi-generations and even people that live in a multi-generational home, the vocabulary we use can either open a door or close it. So to go to someone that is getting older, hey, we need to remove this because you're going to fall. That's just something normal that we'd say, but that to me is automatically going to put that person on the defense because only old people fall. Using kinder words like slipping, that really invites more of a, hey, we're working together, right? It's not accusatorial. It's like, let's work together and just make this safe for all of us. So that's something that I think we all need to kind of take ownership of, and it gives respect. Nobody wants to be labeled as, oh, I'm a burden and people have to take care of me. Anything we can do to empower families to take care of their own, or individuals to take care of their spouse or a relative, makes us all stronger. So I really would love for us, the more talks that we have about this helps make those conversations, which are difficult, easier. Even talking about, it's distracted driving week this week. The moment when you have to have that conversation, hey, maybe it's not a good idea if you drive anymore. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's heartbreaking for everybody. So be conscious of those word choices and, let's think of other things that we can do to keep that freedom there. Maybe you're not driving the car, but look, we have this and this and this that we can use instead, or we're working together, that sort of thing. So I just kind of use that to piggyback off of Maureen's comments. Just because you have a grab bar doesn't mean that you're losing it. I am very aware that in my life, I only have so many falls left in me. There are some I have tripped, and another Ann story, I tripped and my son saw me and I wasn't moving. I was just in my hands and knees, and he's like, Mom, are you okay? And I said, yep, don't touch me. Because what I was thinking of was, okay, can I still move? Are things good? But I also said, don't call 911, right? Because I didn't want them to come. But it's, we all can have those falls and slips. We focus on our older family members and community members because those falls and slips can be a game changer with mobility and recovery as we get older. But those falls and slip things could happen to anybody. We're very conscious of it when we have toddlers in the home. We move things so they don't fall over them as they're learning to walk. Well, those lessons we carry with us as we get older. So the things that I shared about, your prescription meds, your vision, what are things in your home that really could be an accident for you? It's not only if you're 70, it can be if you're 25. Nobody wants that red ambulance to come to their door because they're hurt.
Absolutely. Okay, Marianne.
Yeah, well, all I can say is thank you, Ann. We really appreciate your being here. And, our community really appreciates all the great things that the fire department does for the Key Peninsula.
Well, thank you. We're happy to be a partner with you guys, and we love our community, and I'm a part of this community, and I'm very proud of all the things that we have for our members out here for support.
Yeah.
And Ann, I'm sorry. We do have a question.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So Ali asked, do we call the fire department directly for questions or concerns or minor emergencies, or do we have to go through 911? So do we call the fire department directly or 911? If we call you guys directly, what is the contact info? I want to list a phone number for my kids or myself to call if anything were to ever come. So what do you advise?
So if there's any sort of medical emergency, call 911. And 911 is your go-to you can always cancel 911. If there's a general question like, do I need to worry about ABC? Or yes, you can always call us. The Key Center Station is the headquarters, and the phone number here is 253-884-2222. Super easy phone number. And you can always call. And if it's something that, if I'm talking to you and I'm like, hey, look, this is a 911 emergency, I will advise you to call 911. If someone's incapable of doing it, I will get your contact and all that and call for you. If someone has fallen, definitely call 911, loss of consciousness, 911. But if it's just a general question, go ahead and call. And if we, again, like I was saying before, if we need to outsource or, hey, we need to get a rig there to help, then we'll talk about calling 911. But the calling the headquarters for anything it's a open door, and please use it as a resource. But again, don't ever hesitate to call, the big guns. If you think it's warranted, listen to your gut, because if we get there and we don't need to go to the hospital, that's a good day for everybody. And we don't mind going on those calls either. So I don't want anybody to not call 911 if it's needed. Did I answer your question okay?
Just seeing if she'll respond here. Would you say if in doubt, just call 911?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would suspect actually that 911 was kind of underutilized, at least among some people. That some people might overuse it and others might maybe not call it when they need to.
Yeah, it's the hesitation. Often we'll get, I don't want to bother you guys, or I didn't know if, and I just say bother us. And bother is not even the right word. It's not a bother. That's why we're here. And again, we really view ourselves here at the department as a partner. We are a resource for you. So don't hesitate. 911 can always be canceled, and that's okay. So I don't want people to delay help if they truly need it, because help right away is sometimes the best thing.
Okay, so do we think we've got all the questions?
We did. Jerry asked or said, I would like to talk to someone sometime about the uniqueness of what you are doing. Perhaps he wants to talk about maybe the program, the home safety assessment program. Perhaps, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
call me if you'd like. Yep, I'd love to talk to you about it.
And also, should Jerry be talking about the mustard seed project? Again, like the KP Fire Department, we're also, our doors are not open, our phone lines are. And we're happy to help people navigate and try to find answers to their questions, particularly as concern people who are older. So our phone number is 253-884-9814. And yeah, we love it when people call, and even more when we can provide help.
Definitely.
So once again, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And we're going to have you back next month.
Yes.
To present on fire safety.
Yep. And it's kind of a similar theme, except we're talking more about fire, but it's things that we can do ahead of time to kind of set ourselves up for success. It's like having life or home insurance, things that you can do that you hope you never have to tap into, but being proactive is really a smart thing. We have a hashtag now because we're so, trendy here at the fire department, and it's get ready, be ready. And if you can apply that to so many things in life, but I'm excited to come back and I will have more information to share.
Great. If there are people who are watching this now who know that there are some people who should have caught this, I'm going to point out that anyone should be able to view this later on our YouTube channel, and I believe also on Facebook. That's right? Yeah. So so this is available for viewing at another time.
I'd also like to share, I shared the phone number, and I'll give my email is super easy. I'll give you 2 options if you like emailing. My name's Ann Nesbit, and my email is A Nesbit, which is NESBIT at Key Peninsula Fire, all squished up together, .org. And if you can't remember my name, just put info at keypeninsulafire.org, and I get that as well. But that's another way that you can communicate with us. And again, always here if you pick up the phone.
And yeah, actually, we have a very similar email address. Should somebody want to get in touch with us in a sort of general way, and that's info at themustardseedproject.org. So again, long domain names, but so once again, thank you. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me, and thank you in Facebook land for your questions. Enjoy the interaction very much, and looking forward to having more conversations in the future.
Us too. Thank you. So next time, 2 weeks from today, we'll have another online community forum, and it will be Mark Cockrell presenting on broadband on the Key Peninsula. So again, thank you, Ann, for presenting, and thank you everybody for joining us. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.